connected with whatever issue you're having. And I know right now you may not even know what issues you're having, or you don't know what you don't know. And we've been there before. So please do reach out to us. So I am recording this again. If you want to hear this remark again, or anyone who may have missed it, we have that feature here. And I love that so many of you are tuning in. That's so good. You're starting your semester off well. So we will, I'm going to just make sure these, okay, we don't have anyone in the waiting room. So, and at the end, we are going to try and do some pictures. So you don't have to have your camera on right now, but maybe at the end, if you're interested in doing that, we'll do that. So I am going to start. And again, I'm Laura Crandall. I'm the Director of Student Involvement and Leadership. We are going to start with our Kitty McCarthy, who is our enrollment management person. Our provost unfortunately had something come up, so he does send his remarks and regards and wishes that you can meet him virtually, but there'll be other opportunities to meet our provost as well.
Thank you, Laura. Good morning and welcome to ESF. As we begin, I'd like to acknowledge where we stand, that we have the privilege of meeting today in the ancestral lands of the Onondaga Nation, the center of the 6 nations of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, who we honor for their many contributions, including the original philosophy and practice of environmental stewardship. We are excited to have our new first-year and transfer students with us, whether you are joining us from here on campus or from a distance. I joined the SUNY College of Environmental Science and Forestry in August as Associate Provost for Enrollment Management. I have the great privilege of working closely with undergraduate admissions in the Office of Financial Aid to recruit students to ESF, students who are capable and bright and create change, students just like you. There is another quality that I would add to characterize ESF students in the ESF community, and that is optimistic. During challenging times, optimism may seem like a luxury, but it is really quite the opposite. To move forward, we must be optimistic. In a New York Times article, writer Kristen Wong shared some valuable advice. She wrote that to be optimistic, we must practice compassion toward ourselves and each other. We must find pleasure in the small things, look for meaning, and give back and build community. You are in a unique and enviable position to do all of those things right here at ESF. By choosing to enroll here, by taking the next step in your education and creating a vital future for yourselves, your families, your communities, and your environment, you are expressing your optimism. We are thrilled you are making this journey at ESF. I'd like to introduce our new students collectively. More than 50 new transfer students are joining us for this spring semester, along with our new first-year students. Most of our students are from New York State, but they are joined by students from 9 different states, including Texas, Maine, Florida, and South Carolina. We welcome new students to a number of academic departments, including Sustainable Resources Management, Environmental Resources Engineering, Environmental Science, and Environmental Studies. You are not just qualified academically. Your application for admission reveals that you are resilient and focused on community and the environment, and we have no doubt you will be successful at ESF. It is a great honor for me to present all of our new undergraduates to President Joni Mahoney. President Mahoney, will you please officially welcome our new students?
I am happy to. Thank you very much, Kitty. Dear students, families, friends, faculty, staff, and alumni, welcome to ESF. We are so happy to welcome you to our community. My name is Joni Mahoney, and I have the privilege of serving as the 5th president here at SUNY-ESF. I'm a native of Syracuse, New York, and I've always admired ESF from a distance. ESF is even better up close, and I'm happy for all of you that you are about to experience it for yourselves. The College of Environmental Science and Forestry is the oldest and most distinguished institution in the United States that focuses on the study of the environment. We're unique in our mission, and you and your fellow students will engage with the science, design, engineering and management of natural resources and the environment. It is a great college experience to have a shared mission with every other person on campus. ESF is consistently ranked among the nation's top universities based on value, class size, and student engagement. ESF faculty are an impressive group of individuals who have come together to conduct research at the forefront of solving many of the world's environmental problems. You are starting your time here at ESF at a critical point in the life of our planet. You will feel the urgency here to contribute. Earth's ice cover is melting, our shoreline is flooding, and we're experiencing severe weather patterns. Fortunately, you are also coming at a time of shared purpose among the nations of the world. The United States just rejoined the Paris Accord. The federal government announced its plan to move towards zero emissions. And right here in New York State, Governor Cuomo is leading the way with the most aggressive climate action plan in the country. The goals are impressive, but the only things that will really address climate change are finding solutions and taking action. You are the people who will now work toward those solutions, and we will all look to you for guidance about how best to act. ESF students are not only smart, but mature and focused and make decisions based upon science and data. We chose you because you fit the mold, and we are thrilled that you have chosen us. Please take advantage of everything we have to offer here. Students study at the Syracuse campus, but also on 25,000 acres of property throughout New York State. You'll find that your field experiences are among the most important you'll have during your time as an ESF student, and you have the opportunity to do your work in the beautiful Adirondack Mountains. ESF also offers numerous opportunities to study abroad. With the vaccine finally being distributed, there's an end in sight for COVID-19, and ESF will send you around the world if you're interested. We have career-related internships available to provide you with valuable work experience that can often pave the way to permanent positions after graduation. But have fun while you're here. There are dozens of clubs to join, from student government to outing clubs and a lot in between. You can join Acorns in Action to help communities rebuild, join a yoga club, or even chase Pokemon around. My best advice is to get to know Laura Crandall, our Director of Student Involvement and Leadership. Laura can share with you all the wonderful opportunities that await you on campus. And our special relationship with Syracuse University provides ESF students with the best of both worlds. You'll have an opportunity to study in a highly specialized academic area with small groups of students at ESF, and at the same time have access to a large university right across the street where you can take SU courses, join clubs, and work out at the fabulous new Barnes Center. The majority of students we welcome here today are transfer students, and ESF is an especially good choice to transfer in. We have a small student body and hundreds of our students transferred in. You'll find that you have a lot in common. In fact, because such a significant portion of our student body is made up of transfer students, the Undergraduate Student Association is actively focusing on the transfer student experience, and I hope that many of you will join in the conversation. As someone who transferred into my own undergraduate program a long time ago, I can tell you that the best thing you can do is get involved. Your time here at ESF will go quickly. It's a wonderful time in your life, and we want you to make the most of it. You're in a place where smart, like-minded people have come together to study with some of the most impressive faculty in the world. All the pieces are in place for you, and this is your moment. Enjoy.
So much, Joni, for those wonderful comments, and to Kitty as well. Those were great messaging, and I think that really resonate for me, for you all, to really take advantage of where you're at with everything. As Joni mentioned, we do have our president of USA, which again is the Undergraduate Student Association. We have Lexi, who can give some remarks. So Lexi, if you want to unmute and give some remarks, that would be great.
Thank you, Laura. And welcome, everyone. I'm so glad to be here with you all today. As Lauren mentioned, my name is Lexi Chipolis. I'm in the SRM department in the class of 2022, and I'm also the president of USA, the Undergraduate Student Association here at ESF. And it's my job to support you, to be your voice, and to make this campus the best that it can be for you. So speaking on behalf of myself and all USA members, we are so excited to have you. There is no group of students I'd rather lead than the Stumpies. You are joining the most passionate, resilient, and inspiring group of people I've had the pleasure of working with. I have no doubt that you will love this community just as much as I do. I came here from Indiana with no friends, no family, and I was scared. But I went to club fairs and wrote my name on every email list. I went to club meetings. I completed a waterfowl identification course and learned how to ride a horse. I met lifelong friends and truly grew into my best self. Just a small step outside of your comfort zone can lead to so much reward. I'm sure you'll hear me say this again, but I never imagined I could be the president of USA, let alone an officer at all, but I was determined to step outside of my comfort zone. So I joined as a department senator and worked my way through positions, learning and growing until I had the confidence to take on this role. And I'm still learning and growing, but I'm so proud of how far I've come and the work USA has accomplished while I've been here. I really encourage you to join clubs, go to events, and explore how big your potential really is. You might surprise yourself. I'm so excited for this coming semester and to see all of the amazing things this campus will accomplish. Though this is an uncertain time, I know one thing for sure. We will all get through this, grow, and succeed. Please allow me to welcome Alexandra Hedowell. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lexi, and good morning, everyone. A huge thank you for all being here today. My name is Alexandra Allard, a biotechnology student, also in the class of 2022, and I speak before you all today as a representation of the orientation leaders who are here to guide you and enhance your time adjusting to SUNY-ESF. This is no doubt one of the most exciting times of your life as you make the changes necessary to become the incoming class of Stumpies. It is important to remember that you're all here for a purpose of sustainability, conservation, passion for the environment, and a desire for self-improvement. The orientation leaders are students who were in your shoes not that long ago. We've all experienced starting new and working together to build each other up and to become the best scholars that we can. This is a chance for you to meet like-minded students who are very bright, who are all going through the same life-changing moments as you. We will be here for you through group activities, to be in person, and you can depend on us for advice, guidance, having the answers to questions, and of course, to be a reliable friend. Our team is dedicated to ensuring a smooth transition to college life at ESF. We hope you have an incredible time on this journey. Do not shy away from any opportunities that come knocking at your door. If I were to give one piece of advice to you all, it would be to extend outside of your comfort zone. Be the person to ask the questions in class. Volunteer for the club event or campus initiative. There are a million things on the horizon that are just out of reach, and now you're one step closer to achieving all that you strive for. May the time you spend here at SUNY-ESF be rewarding and worthwhile. And it is now my distinct honor to join and welcome Dean Lombard, Associate Provost and the Dean for Student Affairs.
Thank you so much, Alex, and good morning, everyone. I am delighted to add my welcome along with all of my good colleagues. My very long title really is a fancy way of saying that I have oversight for many of the out-of-classroom programs, resources, and supports that are available to you as students. And this will be my first, but probably not my last plug to say, if you have not checked out the orientation information that's available for you at Blackboard, please do that, because there's a lot of really good and useful information there. One of which is a video of me overviewing our Division of Student Affairs. But in a nutshell, our staff in the Division of Student Affairs helps to connect you to those resources, those programs, those activities, those supports that will help you to be successful both in the classroom and outside the classroom. Because what we know in student affairs from years and years of research about college students is that those students who are connected on campus are more likely to be successful and they're more likely to graduate. And that's what our goal is for you, to see you be successful here, take advantage of the many opportunities that are available to you here, and ultimately assist you in your goal toward graduation. So if you haven't taken a look at that yet, I encourage you to do that. I'm here representing a full division of folks from counseling services and career services to student support and our conduct process, student involvement in leadership and athletics. There is something for everyone at ESF. And as some of the previous speakers have mentioned, we have a very, very unique relationship with Syracuse University. And most of what their students have access to, you also have access to. So I encourage you to take advantage of those opportunities, but know that if you need assistance, if you can't find your way, which I can appreciate right now, especially as I talk to you through a computer screen, this would not be my ideal way. It wouldn't be for any of us. We are just a phone call or an email away in the Division of Student Affairs. So I look forward to interacting with all of you, and got to start meeting some of you this weekend as I was helping to move students into Shapiro Hall. So it was great. I said to a couple of students as they were coming in, it's really hard for a student affairs staff person to be on a college campus and not have students around. So I was delighted this weekend to know that you were all coming back. And we are here to help you be successful and to help you to connect in the ways that are important to you. This can be a tough place to be. You know, SUNY-ESF students are among the brightest I have ever worked with, and I've been doing this kind of work for almost 35 years. But one thing I know for certain, and that is if you couldn't handle this work, you wouldn't have been admitted to ESF. So keep that in mind as you are challenged by the academic rigor, but also know that there are resources available to you. And one of those is our Academic Success Center and our tutoring program. So we hope that you will take advantage of these resources, which are all available virtually as we wait to be able to provide these supports face-to-face again. But in the meantime, everything that we do is available to you in a virtual way. So I look forward to interacting with all of you as you make this journey through ESF. Again, welcome. We are so, so delighted you are here. And my last plug for now is to go into that orientation site on Blackboard and familiarize yourself with the resources and the offices and the programs. And now it's my distinct privilege to introduce ESF's first Chief Diversity Officer and Assistant to the President, Dr. Malika Carter. Dr. Carter?
Hello, everyone. I'd like to begin by welcoming everyone again to today's event. Dean Lombard, thank you so very much. My name is Dr. Malika Carter, and I use she, her, hers gender pronouns. And I am ESF's first Chief Diversity Officer. As Chief Diversity Officer, I provide leadership and strategic direction to ESF's campuses for developing and implementing a portfolio of affirmative action, inclusion, equity, and diversity programs and initiatives. This is the first time that I've had the opportunity to share this virtual podium in this way during convocation. I would like to thank my colleague Laura Crandall for inviting me to speak here today, and I also wish to thank all those who have helped in organizing today's event. I'd like to begin my remarks by sharing with you the ESF institutional statement on diversity. It says, diversity is a source of strength, creativity, and innovation for ESF. We value the contributions of each person and respect the profound ways their identity, culture, background, experience, status, abilities, and opinions enrich the college community. We commit ourselves to the pursuit of excellence in teaching, research, outreach, and diversity as inextricably linked goals, unquote. So thanks to the continued leadership of employees in the Office of Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity and the institution's Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Committee, as well as the commitment and efforts of many others throughout the ESF community, ESF remains steadfast in its actions of remaining and becoming a truly diverse and inclusive place. While there is much more to be done, I believe we have a shared vision of what needs to be done and how to make it happen. Allow me to share a few demographic facts that describe students who are entering this spring semester. Kitty told you a little bit about those earlier, but I want to expand a little bit more. I am proud to share that we welcome 2 first-time students who identify as female, and among the transfer student cohort, we welcome 22 female and 30 males. Of this group, there are 5 female and 4 males of color. These numbers illustrate that we have much work to do. For instance, I'm partnering with several individuals to capture on federal and state records people who do not identify on the gender binary by leveraging New York's new GENDA, or Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act, and the New York State Human Rights Law. Fall 2020, the Office of Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity, which I lead, began student initiatives that include student veterans, LGBTQIA+ initiative, and other initiatives, such as those focused on women of color, men of color, queer and trans people of color, graduate student outreach, Native and Indigenous student outreach, women in STEM, and facilitated conversations that we call Diversity at ESF 24/7, 365. We take acknowledgement of our diverse employees and student body seriously. To showcase that, at 4 p.m. today, you can join the Inclusive Excellence Mixer. You'll experience fun, fellowship, complete with breakout groups for veterans, women of color, people with disabilities, and others. To register, please visit esf.edu/IDE under the Events section. That's esf.edu/IDE. Now, beyond acknowledgement and celebration opportunities, you'll also be offered elective and required educational opportunities whereby each student and employee will be expected to support and progress all what we have done to make and continue our commitment to the pursuit of excellence in teaching and research and outreach and diversity as these inextricably linked goals. In service, I thank you for being here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to all of our speakers for being here and welcoming you. Again, we would have traditionally held this event in person so you all can get to know each other. I think that given there is still some time, I'd like to propose some optional events, little get-togethers, but at this point I do see Kathy Lang, who runs our Open Academy online program for sustainability management. Kathy, would you mind just saying a few remarks because you might have some new students coming in as well?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. And thank you, Laura, for the invitation. And my name is Kathy Lang, and I do see a couple of familiar faces as incoming students in the Sustainability Management Bachelor's Program. So welcome. And I work as Online Education Program Coordinator in Open Academy, as Laura mentioned, and Academic Advisor with the Sustainability Management Program. So we have about 9 students that are entering that major this spring. And we're fairly new at ESF, but going strong. And it's a transition that these are students who chose to study with us at the college completely online. So their program will consist of online studies throughout their degree. So we have some resources through Open Academy for online learning and offer classes that will continue as online format throughout their career and yours as well. So great to meet you all and welcome aboard. It's great to have some new energy at the college.
Thank you so much, Kathy, for saying some remarks. And again, welcome to our online students as well. As you all know, we had mentioned, and thank you to Dean Lombard for mentioning Blackboard. For those of you who have not yet tuned in, and there are a few of you, I do again encourage you to do that. There are about 10 modules. They're very short and they're really critical sets of information that are short and sweet about offices like career services, counseling services, our academic support staff program, etc. So there's even our really cool sustainability initiatives are in there as well. So I do again encourage you to be there. And the beauty about Blackboard is that it will be there for your entire time. So if you don't have time this week to tune in, hop on later. Even your navigating of MySlice, where you will eventually register for classes later today. If you have to do any schedule adjustments, there is some tutorials on step-by-step information there. So at this point, I do want to take a pause because I want to let others who might want to leave go ahead and leave, but I'd love to have some breakout rooms just to get to know each other, because we would traditionally do that in the Gateway Center, you know, where you're transferring from, what drew you to ESF, you know, anything that you want to talk about, because that was a big chunk of my conversation is how am I going to meet students if I go fully virtual or I'm living off campus, you know, within a mile or even 5 miles away. So I know that there's a host of questions, and with our staff that are in here and our current students, maybe we can do that. But before we do, I'd like to see if anyone else would like to unmute their camera, and we'll take a little fun Zoom. I'm sure you've done this a ton in the last 11 months, but I would love to have us do that. So there is actually 2 screens of you, which is amazing to see. So I see, you don't know probably where you're falling in mine. So if you want to just smile, I'll do 2 different swipes. So again, I will start by taking pictures. So smile, go Stumpies or Mighty Oaks, whichever name you want to go by. Okay, 1 photo done, and I'm going to go to the next screen and get the photo. So big smiles, yay. And I will share these photos after I clean them up. So thank you for that. So I'm just going to do random breakout rooms. And again, just feel free to stay. 11 o'clock is when you'll have, in most cases, some of you are actually coming in from a very small department. And so it might just be 1 or 2 of you. And so you should have heard from every department how your program definitely is the largest department. So definitely that one you'll want to go to and then meet with your advisor. Dr. McGee is the person who would have sent that email to you. So, so again, you know, I want to make sure you're aware of that, and that you have set up your passwords, because it's important to do that as well to get into MySlice. So I want to add in a few rooms. So I'm trying to chat. If there are any questions, I don't want to forget about that. If there's some who are newer to getting in touch with us about anything with COVID testing, anything with housing, meal plans, immunization records, there are a lot of great experts here as well. And in the chat, I did put some of the events for today, but we certainly have other events that are for this week. We have a DIY. I'll have Sarah Hauk, who is also in our chat, who is our coordinator for student involvement and leadership, also include that. So if you want to